Hey, prendi menato quelli. You see, Kusha, I told you true. You've met your handsome lover then. I also have the gift to tell you how many strong sons you'll bear him if you will.
Oh, not today, thank you.
Hey, you don't buy all that crap, do you?
No, it's just a bit of fun, that's all.
No, that's a surprise.
Oh, there he is.
That's Waterford, that is.
How you going? I see you, Detective Hasham. You obviously remember Constable Doyle. She brought an article from you last week.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Ladro, nice little piece. Bit damaged. Hey, my receipt says bought as seen.
We have reason to believe, sir, that the article was stolen.
Well, not by me, it wasn't. I'm an honest dealer.
Sir, can we see dealer's licence, please?
You can have your money back if you want.
BJ, me. I had a call from fingerprints on that figurine. Assorted prints, including Doyle's all over it, and one single thumbprint on the underside. You're going to love this.
Christopher's case.
Now, you remember the McMurtry kidnapping about 2 years ago now? The child's still missing. All they ever had were prints found on the ransom note.
The thumbprint on the figurine
Belongs to one of the kidnappers.
These are Harry's prints. I need you to send them off. I don't think there'll be a match.
Be a bit much to hope for, I suppose.
Still, there's got to be a link between the stolen figurine and the kidnapper. Well, we just got to find it.
Any leads as to who this figurine thief might be?
Well, none of the victims could give us a positive ID, but there is a recurring MO. Phony meter reader.
Well, phony meter readers and slippery junk dealers would have a lot in common, I presume.
Yeah, I'll push him a bit harder.
Look, darling, I just worked the markets. St David's, Mount Thomas, Dalesford. Everybody knows me. I'm not a kidnapper.
There's still the handling charge, Harry. Unless you've recovered your memory, you now know who you got the piece
Well,
from.
it's not that easy. I get stuff from dozens of blokes. Deceased estates, cleared houses. It comes in by the truckload.
Names and addresses, Harry.
Well, I don't know if I can. Well, you know how it is. First names and handshakes in this game.
Listen, old son, I want names, addresses, aliases. You know the drill. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more. Then we might be able to forget about the handling charges.
Can I help you?
Yes, we're here to see Sergeant Tom Croydon.
What's it about?
Just tell him District Chief Superintendent Adamson gave him his name.
John and Felicity McMurtry. We understand that you have some information about our little girl.
I'll just see if he can see you.
Can't tell us the lead that's come in, can you?
Tom Croydon.
John McMurtry, my wife Felicity.
How do you do?
Missing person said you've come up with a fresh lead on Helen's kidnappers.
Oh, well, it's very early days yet. It's more a line of inquiry than any positive lead.
But they said that there
They
was.
said. They'd probably tell you the sea was pink if it'd get you off their backs. She phones them every week. Is there a new lead or isn't there? We've flown from Melbourne.
Senior Detective Hasham's in charge of inquiries.
How do you
Mr.
do?
and Mrs. McMurtry.
How are you?
This is our first glimmer of hope in 2 years. I want you to know the reward for information still stands. We can increase it if needs be, get the media involved again.
Can I quote you on that?
Tony, have you got this place bugged or something?
Heard a helicopter landing.
Tony, we haven't got anything for you.
My wife Felicity.
Pleased to meet you.
Hey, Tony, rack off. Now, listen, we just started our inquiries.
It's just it's been so long. We'd almost given up hope.
Yeah, I know. Look, I'm really sorry, but we're doing all we can at the moment.
I see. Well, we'll let you get on with it then.
We're here now. Can't we stay? At least for today, please, darling.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could have a bit of a chat, you know? What can't hurt? And maybe the Gazette could actually be of some help to you.
Well, you've cancelled all your appointments anyway. Our being here will make all the difference. I know it will.
Helen McMurtry, aged 6, 92 centimetres tall, thin build, brown eyes, blonde hair, olive complexion. She was last seen playing in the garden at McMurtry home in Hawthorne on the 7th of October 1995. She was wearing a pale blue tracksuit and a brand new pair of white runners.
Missing persons and homicide have hit a brick wall.
Are they sure that she's dead?
Well, if the victim's not returned within the first couple of weeks, Mags, you do assume the worst.
McMurtry's filthy rich, isn't he?
Yep, filthy enough to offer a reward of $50,000.
Now, didn't the kidnappers, demand $100,000, but they never followed through?
Probably because the poor kid was dead already. Okay, let's say the figurine thief is the kidnapper. So he gains entry claiming to be a meter reader. He asks for a drink of water, then nicks off with pocketable items while the householder's back is turned.
Great, but it's a long way from kidnapping.
Oh, there's got to be a link somewhere. What we need is a face fit of this joker.
Oh, you want to re-question the victims?
Yep. Is this your figurine, Mrs. Lime?
Yes, that's mine, all right. See that little chip there? Mm-hmm. My granddaughter did it. Oh, that upset she was. I said, never mind, it's only a bit of china.
Now, we want to find the man who took it. Do you have any idea what he looked like?
Oh, like a tradesman. White overalls with a badge thing on it.
Any idea how old he was then?
Difficult to say, really.
Short, tall?
Didn't take much notice, dear. And my eyesight's not the best these days. But he was taller than me and younger. He spoke like an Aussie, but he looked foreign, like a wog, dark and a bit greasy.
Thanks again, Mrs. Lime. Bye-bye. Hey, what are the McMurtry's doing back here?
They're helping with our inquiries. Missing person's called, Senior Detective Fairchild. Do you know her?
Oh, yeah?
She said the case is all yours, but if you come up with a body or a suspect, you got to call her.
Oh, gee, thanks, mate.
Detective Hasham, any news?
No, nothing yet. I'm really sorry. Boss, come on, will you?
Constable McKinley, could you show Mr. and Mrs. McMurtry out to the Imperial? I'm sure they'll be more comfortable there. We'll be in touch as soon as we hear it.
This way.
Look, Sergeant Croydon's very good at his job. So's Detective Hasham. If the person who stole your little girl is still in Mount Thompson, they'll find him, don't worry.
Everybody thinks that I should just forget about her, get on with my life. Even John. But I can't. It's not knowing. I live with the hope that she's still alive.
Mrs. McMurtry, it's only a country pub and we don't do room service, but if you do need anything, just give me a hoy. The private parlour there is reserved for residents if you want some privacy and you don't want to use the dining room or the main bar, OK?
Thank you, Mrs...
Oh, just call me Chris. And there's towels in the room and lots of hot water if you want to freshen up.
Good idea. Come on, darling, let's go on up.
Thank you, Constable.
It's a pleasure.
Do you want to hang around while I get the lunches?
Oh, yeah, OK.
Hi. Do you want a drink or something? Oh, have you met her niece before?
G'day. There'll be a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Dash. Oh, hi, Siobhan. You're early. Do you want a drink while you're waiting?
Who was that?
Robbie Doyle, Maggie's brother. Why?
Oh, no reason. Not just yet, thanks, Chris, but I'd love a Guinness after I've finished doing your hair.
OK, won't be long. Just got to get the lunches for these guys.
Hey, your mum looks better every time I see her.
Yeah, doctors are very pleased with her progress. Good. Why don't you ask who Robbie was?
Oh, not important. Are you still staying at Maggie's?
Yeah, I am.
Siobhan?
Siobhan Kennedy.
Felicity, what are you doing here?
Oh, so this is where you've hidden yourself. John, you must remember Siobhan, Gavin Kennedy's ex.
Yes.
You know Gavin's remarried, one of the Potter girls. Quite as stuffy as he is. But Jasmine seems to like her well enough.
No, Jessie's a good kid.
Everybody wondered why you didn't fight Gavin for custody.
I know. Look, if you'll excuse me. Chris, are you ready?
Oh, yeah. But I've got to talk to you. Meeting you here like this, it's fate, I notice.
Sorry. I've got a living to earn. Maybe later.
I'll see you later, Siobhan.
I want to go back to the police station.
I'll get some lunch into you first.
Lunch can wait, this can't.
You want to do what?
The police have used clairvoyance before. The Beaumont children, that poor woman up in Sydney a few months back. They do it all the time in Europe.
Felicity, we have been down this road before. We've had quacks and weirdos from here to breakfast when Helen first went missing.
They gave us hope.
And didn't deliver a single useful lead.
But this is different. This is somebody we know. And here we bump into her. It's meant to be, John.
You know what Gavin thought about her meddling and all this nonsense. It's one of the reasons he divorced her.
Who exactly are we talking about here?
Oh, an old friend of ours, Siobhan. Siobhan Kennedy.
I'm sorry, Felicity. I can't help.
But you must.
I said I can't. I'm not a clairvoyant.
But you're into this witchcraft stuff. I know you are.
Yes, I'm a witch, but that doesn't mean I'm a clairvoyant. What you're asking is a bit like handing a fiddle to a guitarist and assuming he can play it because they both have strings. It's not what I do.
We'll make it worth your while. There's a $50,000 reward.
Well, I'd be taking your money under false pretences.
I'd have thought you'd want to help us. After all, you're a mother yourself. You must know how I feel.
And I know that sometimes you just have to accept what fate deals out. I have. Maybe it's time you did the same.
John McMurtry said today that money was no object in the search for their daughter. They had contacted a local psychic, but she declined to help.
Here you go, fingerprints.
Bloody. This is the good bit, lads. Here we go. Any information leading to the whereabouts of Helen will qualify for part or all of the $50,000 reward.
Hey,
good on you, Tony Tim. Yep. Ratbag journos and nothing.
Here we go, fellows. Harry Laxton's in the clear.
Of course, 3ST, they're going to run bulletins every hour on the hour to get the information flowing.
Misinformation, more likely. We're left to sort out the wheat from the chaff. I wish you'd have told me first.
No, that's
Tony.
not fair. Come on, look, it's simple. You keep me informed, I get the rest of the media off your back.
How do you plan to do that? With electric cattle prods that'll be swarming like blowies around a dead sheep.
You don't understand.
Timsy, you've got a new byline photo, mate.
Yeah.
Computer been at work, eh?
Mr. Timms was just leaving. Any luck with the Cockney junk dealers list of suppliers? Goodbye, Tony.
Okay.
See you, Tony.
Keep up the good work, comrades.
Yeah. Timsy.
Well, most of the addresses are fictitious or not current. Dealers are checking their database now.
Why are we assuming that the kid's dead? She could be still alive.
Well, it's pretty unlikely,
Yeah,
Dan.
but we're thinking that the kidnapper's still in the area. Why not Helen McMurtry? She could be at the primary school for all we know.
I'd check it out. Playgroups to Sunday schools too.
She'd be 2 years older, of course.
No. She's definitely not enrolled here.
Are you sure? Well, she's a pretty little thing with that blonde hair. She'd be hard to miss.
Can we have a chat to some of the kids? One of them might have seen her around.
Sure. I'll round them up for you.
More scattered showers later this afternoon.
Oh, good morning, early bird.
Morning.
It's looking good.
Should be ready for planting today. Yeah, thanks. I picked up some seedlings.
Oh, thanks very much for doing this. It's a great idea.
Well, I'm only stalling for time. I don't think it wise to keep on sponging off my sister. Checked out those headlines? Solved a few financial problems?
Yeah, bloody Tony Timms. We're going to be beating him off with sticks at the station.
No.
Yeah,
mate.
right.
No,
No, thanks very much, Father. I'll be sure to pass on the feelings to the family.
3 o'clock tonight, McMurtry's gone back to town.
Mr. McMurtry, listen, how would you feel about an exclusive interview with the Gazette? Just the personal touch.
I might be needed here. John had to fly back to Melbourne, so I'm on my
We'll
own.
find you as soon as we hear anything. The interview will be at the Imperial, Tony?
No further
Oh, yeah, the Imperial. Perfect, yeah.
Well, call me right away, won't you?
Nothing to say.
All right, you lot. Anybody got anything useful?
No joy at the primary school, and the same teacher takes Sunday school at the Uniting Church.
Father Brian said there's no kids at the parish that fit that frame
Oh,
either.
it was worth a try. PJ?
Yeah, dealers are checking out the names Laxton gave us, but the only hard lead is the phony meter reader.
Yeah, and we're still re-interviewing the theft victims to try and get a face fit.
Any luck with Mrs. Lyon?
Nah, she couldn't remember a thing when it came down to the crunch.
All right, keep on it.
Yep.
I hear you're looking for someone to help you find the little girl. She knows. She will tell you I see through. I have read the future for her. I am Magda Lupescu. I am Romani. You would say gypsy. I have come to help you find the child who is lost.
Good on you.
If the McMurtrys choose to waste their money on greedy tea leaf readers and charlatans, that's their business. I won't have Mystic Meg and a real wafting around taking over. This is a police matter. Go down to the Imperial, stick to the gypsy like Chewy to a boot, understood? If there's anything that might involve us, report back immediately.
Yes, boss.
And if there's any chance of dissuading Felicity McMurtry from going through with this foolishness, take it. She might just listen to you.
Poor lady, how you have suffered. But I can bring peace to your troubled heart.
This is the person that Sergeant Croydon telephoned you about.
I am Magda. Now we must talk, you and I.
Sergeant Croydon's orders. You want a police involvement, I'm in.
As you wish. The newspaper said there was a reward for information.
As long as it leads to some result, yes.
I will give you results. But what if the result is not a happy one?
I must know what happened to her, even if she's dead.
Very well, then.
How much do you want?
If we find the child alive, the whole reward. If not, $10,000. $5,000 before I start, the rest on results.
I'm sorry?
That's fine.
In cash. Checks can be stopped. And I will need something the child owned and wore. A piece of jewelry if you have it.
It'll take a little time to arrange. Can you come back in an hour?
Actually, it would be better if we met at the station. If we need to conduct a search, it'd be a lot easier to organise from there.
Yes, of course. If you don't mind.
The Muskrat chef doesn't trust me. But you do. I will come there.
Count it by all means.
No, you would not cheat me. It would be very bad luck. You have the other thing. This was yours once.
That's right.
Your father gave it to you. For your 7th birthday. You were very happy that day. After that, not so happy.
Daddy died when I was 10.
He watches over you always. He's sorry you're so sad. He will help us find your lost one. A map. I need a map of the area. Archangel Gabriel, guide my seeing. You will find her here. A dark place. But I am very sorry, my dear. Your daughter is dead.
You guys actually file this clairvoyant stuff?
Good stuff, Tony. I'm not going to have a personal views broadcast.
No, Thomas. It's off the record. Yeah, right. You're a bloody journal. I'm interested, all right? I will live here, trust me.
This is the place.
Not too much in here. Except the spiders. And that. Right, cheer up. Might be kittens.
Charles, track bottom. Charles runners.
Charles, teddy bear. The child.
Mrs. McMurtry, I'm sorry we couldn't bring you a better outcome.
Any news is better than not knowing. You've all been very kind.
Under the circumstances, I think it might be best if you went back to the hotel. There's not really a lot you can do here.
Except wait for her body to be found.
Well, that is a consideration, but the search may take some time. It's a very large area.
Yes. Siobhan was right. Some things you just have to accept. Thank you for what you've done. Here's the rest of your fee.
Go with God, pretty lady, and the gypsy's blessing.
We needn't really keep you any longer either.
You mean I'm no further use? Go away. Nothing changes with the muskrat chub. Your heart is closed to love. Open it again or you will suffer much.
Is that a threat?
I am Dukara, I see through. This I tell you for nothing.
G'day Angus, how are you, mate?
G'day, Nick. How's it going?
Good, mate, this is Adam Cooper.
Adam, how are you?
G'day, how's it going?
Got a scent trace from me and my mate here?
Yep, we've got this from the hut over there. It's been there a couple of years, so I don't know if it'll be much good to you. The trail might be a bit cold.
Oh, you'd be surprised what this fella can do. Where's he? Good boy. Okay.
It's a bit more like it, eh? Of honest police work. How you going, boys? You good?
Yeah.
How are you? How are you?
Hi, how are
You're
you?
getting married, I hear.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So how did you know the clothes were there? I don't buy this clairvoyant nonsense, Mags.
Well, police around the world have been using clairvoyants for years in cases like these, and sometimes they're actually quite successful.
You know, I'm amazed that you buy this hocus pocus.
I don't buy the hocus pocus. I'm just saying that it's quite possible.
Yeah? All right, so what did this woman say to you about your future then?
Now, there was a case in Sydney. There was a case in Sydney a couple of years back. The clairvoyant said the woman's body would be found within 30 metres from the water. And it
Police
was.
work will solve this case, Maggie. Not Mystic Meg and a crystal ball.
Okay, how many times have you followed a hunch and you've got a result from it?
Well, that is different.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
A hunch, intuition, it's all part of good police work. You taught me
Maggie,
that.
I don't wrap a headscarf around my nut and ask my palm to be greased with $10,000. She's a phony.
Who says?
My intuition.
Need I say more? So you want to see how good your intuition really is?
It is gift that runs in my family. We find things and people. It is what we do.
So it's a skill, like finding water.
During the war, the jackpoots used my clan to find water and the dry places for them. When we were no more use, they killed us. My mother, father, all their chavies but me. What will you do with me now I'm no more use to you?
Mrs. Lepeska, we mean you no harm. Oh, hello. Who are you?
She's my sister's daughter's child. She has no English yet.
Is the mother about?
Her mother is dead.
What about the father?
Disappeared. They had big troubles when Cho Shi scooped. May God judge him justly, died. She has no one, and she's frightened of uniforms.
Sweetheart, how old are you?
Just 6. Young to have seen so much death and grief, no? Now, if you will excuse me, I must rest.
So, you got a gypsy fortune teller, one small
I
child.
know exactly what you're thinking, but she looks nothing like the photo of Helen McMurtry, and she's only 6.
Well, she's obviously not a skip. I assume that was Romanian they were speaking.
Well, it wasn't English, was it?
Got work to do.
Got a hunch, have you, detective?
You are now entering the Twilight Zone.
Bloody Tony Tim's the press. Look at him. Will you go away? What have you got for me?
Nothing. Dog squad have got home. Crime scene is still there. They're not hopeful. There's no bloodstains, no footprints in the dust, nothing.
So we're back to whatever forensics turns up in the clothing. That'll take weeks.
This just came in. Dealers reckon that guy might fit the bill.
That's something, I suppose. Same MO as our crook. Get on to PJ, let him know we've got a fresh lead. You two, take the face fit round to all the theft victims. Door knock, run up by Chris Riley, the other pubs. Come on, let's move on this.
Gavin's a barrister. I didn't have the money or the clout to fight him for custody. And he'd have hammered the mother's a witch unfit parent line.
Simone. Hi, Chris.
Hello.
Have either of you two seen this bloke about?
Oh, not a regular, but then it's always hard to tell. They always look like crims, those guys.
He's from somewhere in Central Europe. And he's got liver problems. Check the other pubs, he's probably a heavy drinker.
I thought you said you weren't clairvoyant.
Oh, I'm not a finder. The skills I've got are pretty specific. I can sometimes pick up pain and help to ease it.
Well, Mum always says she feels a lot better after one of your visits.
Good. And I can always tell if someone's lying to me.
How can you tell if someone's lying?
Your Detective Hashem would probably say it's got something to do with the body language. Somebody who won't meet your eye, that kind of thing. But I just know, and I'm never wrong.
Be handy.
You'd be surprised. There are times when I wish I could believe the lies.
Hello.
Hello. How was school? Boring. Why can't I just be with you?
Because school's part of the deal I made with your dad.
He needn't know. Anyway, he and Priscilla are having a good time in Mauritius.
Oh, well, a deal's a deal. Come on, I'll buy you an ice cream. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, you've come up with some harebrained ideas, McKimmy,
Siobhan
but this
says she
makes
knows when someone's lying. Right? We all think that Magda's lying, so why don't we put the two of them together and see what happens?
Well, can't do any harm. Except make us the laughing stock of the district if the press get onto it.
Well, there's no reason why they should. The two of them come over to our house, Magda tells our fortunes, and Siobhan susses her out.
No, well, if she's any sort of psychic, surely she'll smell her out with two coppers' asses.
Ah, but Mags reckons she's the genuine article. Don't you, Mags?
So why did Magda need something that the little girl had worn?
Oh, well, the idea is that some things, silver and gold especially, hold a kind of memory of someone who's worn them, like the person's vibration. If you can link into that, you can link into them.
It doesn't sound very scientific.
Well, maybe not, but we do know that the body puts out an electromagnetic pattern, a distinctive aura. So in theory, anything capable of holding a charge, like the silver, could hold an echo of that pattern.
Yeah, but how does that help you find someone?
Well, it's like a radio. If you're tuned into the right wavelength, you can receive the signal.
Oh, hi. Sorry, Maggie's car's not there.
Yeah, she'll be back in a couple of minutes. She's just gone to pick up some people.
Hi, I'm Siobhan. You're Maggie's brother.
Robbie, yeah, nice to meet you. Can you tell her I'm not going to be around for dinner?
Yep, righto.
How well do you know him?
He's been staying here for a few weeks.
Look, I could be really out of line here, but does he have a drug problem?
Well, no, he smoked grass, but that was ages ago.
No, I mean heroin. He's got a murky aura.
The cards do not wish to speak. Let's see what your hand tells me. A lover from afar. But it did not go well for you. Death from across the water. Darkness surrounds him now. You should look closer to home. A man to love and care for you. But you are blind to what he has to offer.
I'll bear that in mind.
And you, healer and priestess, do you wish to know what the future holds?
Hey, I'm happy to leave myself in the hands of the goddess to do with what she wills. As should you, mother and seer.
So?
So I'd say she's gifted. And I get the feeling she's a good soul. And honest.
Well, honest enough to give this back.
Oh, she's genuine, all right. But she's lying about Helen McMurtry. The child's still alive.
read this.
Oh, yeah, police hire psychic for missing girl. I think that's why he's hiding in his office.
Hey, it's the witches of Eastwick. How'd you go, girls?
Maggie's going to meet someone who's tall, dark and handsome.
Oh, yeah, right, Jack Nicholson.
Siobhan reckons she's lying, boss.
Well, Maggie?
Magdala Pescu.
That I could have told you for nix.
She also says that Helen is still alive.
Contrary to all evidence and experience.
Yeah, well, I'm glad Felicity McMurtry's not around to hear that, because she'd have her hopes raised again.
Did she actually tell you anything useful, like where we should look?
She's not a finder, and she reckons that's up to us.
OK, look, the dealer sent us a picture of this bloke, and they'd be very grateful if we found him, because he's done a dozen burgs.
He looks vaguely familiar, doesn't he?
Yeah, I know. I think he's a local.
The car boot sale.
Guy with Magdala Pescu.
Mrs. Lepescu, we understand you share a store with him at the market.
The man at the market is my son Petru.
We'll need to speak to him.
Not here.
When will he be back?
He comes and he goes. Well, where does he come from and go to then?
Melbourne.
Right, we'll need Petru's address.
I don't have one, I'm sorry.
You're his mother, and you don't have his address?
He moves around a lot. Yes, I'm his mother. Not his keeper.
That woman's unbelievable. I mean, she sent us on a wild goose chase. I mean, those clothes were planted.
Yeah, and what about the little girl out at her place?
She speaks Romanian. She looks younger than 8.
Well, she speaks English and she's enrolled at the primary school.
She's not a blonde, though, Mags. Felicity McMurtry's a blonde.
PJ, blondes can come out of a bottle. Ah.
I'll organise a warrant.
Maggie, have you got a minute? Yep. I don't want you to get the wrong idea or anything. It's got nothing to do with me personally. Well, spit it out. I think Robbie's using heroin. Who have you been talking to? No. Well, have you got any proof? No, I haven't got proof. Well, it's not true. Hi. Hi. We'll talk later.
Helen McMurtry's thing.
Yeah, and I'm just about to send it off to forensic. I can't allow you in here, Siobhan.
Yeah, right. Oh, sorry. I'll call back at a better time.
Okay. Oh, Siobhan, you knew Felicity McMurtry back in Melbourne, didn't you?
Mm.
Did you ever meet Helen?
Oh, only once. Tiny little kid. Really shy.
Right, so she was small for her age then?
Well, yeah. Jessie towered over her and they're the same age.
Ta. The report states that the runners were brand new when Helen went missing.
Well, these are anything but new. Been worn for quite some time.
Yeah, and Magda knew exactly where to find her.
You'll need a warrant.
On its way. Magdala Pescu, we have a warrant to search your premises. Constable Doyle?
Hello? Well, look at this. Which one's your favourite?
Black one.
Pretty nice, huh? Now, you're Helen, aren't you, sweetheart? Well, you know, Helen, your mum misses you a lot.
She's dead.
Is that what Magda told you? I think she got it just a bit wrong. Want to go and see your mum? Yeah, come on. This over here. Oh, you'll be right. Come on, take my hand.
She says you told her her mother's still alive.
It's pretty heartless to tell her otherwise.
Was it?
We're on our way back in, boss. Better send some backup in case the sun are right. Cancel that, boss.
All right, get out of the car. Get out of the car now. Put your hands where I can see them. So, let me tell you about your future, son.
Here you go, sweetie. Here's your milk. Do you want a bicky? They're chocolate. They're teddy bears. Chocolate teddy bears.
I've seen you show this bloke to the cells, thank you.
Foolish boy, Petru.
No, come through.
Where is she? Where's my baby? What have they done to your beautiful hair?
Bunny go and dance to Mama Mare.
She's asking where her mother is.
Cooper, get on to the Department of Human Services again. We need that social worker now.
What I tell you is true, Sergeant. She's not this woman's daughter.
Sergeant Croydon, can we have a word in private? This is utter nonsense. Of course the child's our daughter.
She didn't seem to recognise you.
Well, that old woman has held her captive for 2 years. The poor child's just confused. They're very impressionable at that age. A few sessions with a good child psychologist, she'll be back to normal.
She also seems to understand and speak Romanian better than English.
Well, tell him the truth, John.
I kept the child because she's one of us. Not just Romanian, she is Rome. And of my clan.
Well, how do you work that out?
We know our own.
Well, it's not going to stand up in court. He kidnapped the girl.
My son is a fool. His father is Giorgio, an outsider. No true Rome would do anything so stupid. To snatch a Giorgio Ciucci, he didn't even know she was one of ours.
Mrs. Lupescu, can you please just tell us what happened?
Petru stole the child. Greed. Money. Then he panicked. He made no plans, just saw his chance and took it.
He kidnapped the girl from McMurtry home.
Yes, kidnapped.
Yes.
She was crying and frightened, so he brought her to me. Poor little Chubby. I gave her hot milk and bread, and I sang to her. Jalam jalam lungone dromenka. A song of the Rome. She knew the words and sang with me. Then I knew only a child of the Rome would know that song.
Do you remember the great big bear he got for Christmas? Your room's just the same. All your dollies are still waiting for you.
You can have lots of pretty dresses, Helen. Anything you want, sweetie.
You see, she is one of us. She is Rome.
We have legally adopted this child. I demand that she be handed over to us immediately.
Mr. McMurtry, money can't buy a child. Anyway, the matter's out of our hands now. It's become a case for the Department of Human Services, I'm afraid.
Yes, I'm sorry, sir. Our department will need to see the relevant papers before we
I'll
can
do
make
anything. I'll pay you anything you want.
She is of my blood. That is what counts with us. But I give you a choice. A curse or a blessing. If you take the chubby from me and from her people, you will have no joy of her, for she is not yours to take. But if you leave her with her own kind, you shall have a child of your own body before a year is out. Your choice, pretty lady. Inima de țicanche, inima de românche, te chiama inima să fii mărătuia, inima de țicanche, te chiama inima să fii mărătuia, inima de țicanche.
Listen, Nick, you want a job? You could write the advice column as well, be good. Horace, perfect.
No thanks. Which has to have some standards. I'm not having water.
I've got standards. People like to read them.
2 beers, scotch and ice and an orange.
Hey, Tom, you got a minute?
No.
Listen, I've heard there's some doubt that little girl isn't Helen McMurtry after all.
Nice try, Tony. Why don't you have a chat to the McMurtry, seeing as you're their new best friend?
Well, a gypsy kill someone?
I guess she just assumed it's sour grapes from me because I broke up with Robbie. No, she'll listen to you.
And shoot the messenger. Look, just let it be.
Hey, who wants to play pool? Maggie, Siobhan needs to talk to you.
I'll take you on board.
Any indication of what's going to happen to the little girl?
Well, it depends how iffy the adoption was and whether or not Magda can prove her claim.
I wouldn't like a chance against the McMurtry millions.
Look, I'm sure they'll decide according to what's best for the child. If Magda gets a suspended sentence and they think it's appropriate, I'm sure they'll be able to work something out.
But the poor kid will have divided loyalties for the rest of her life.
Oh, well, eventually she gets to make her own choices.
Rack 'em up, Doyle.
Hello. Yes. Chinese or fish and chips?
Turkish.
Demir Kebab House, here we come. See ya.
Bye.
Oh, Robbie.
Robbie, are you home?